The sparks were flying immediately at the previous round of the ATV National Championship, as superstar contenders Joel Hetrick and Chad Wienen came together in turn one. Hetrick was able to pick his way through, but Wienen was left hurting at the back of the field, trying to nurse an injury. Up front, Jeffrey Rastrelli and Bryce Ford put on an incredible battle with the win on the line, with Ford prevailing, and Zach Decker taking a huge podium in third. Hetrick restored order in Moto 2, getting out front early. And then Zach Decker went on one of the wildest rides you'll ever see, crashing out of the race violently. While Hetrick powered down to the Moto win, he was out of contention for the overall, putting it between Ford and Rastrelli again, with Ford taking the first overall win of his career. Can he carry that momentum to our next race? Welcome to Texas and Underground MX in Kemp. This is one of the best facilities this series goes to, very accommodating for ATV racers. And you know what they say about Texas, everything's bigger. This track has the width to really lead to great ATV racing in all the classes. And that's the unique thing about this series. The pros race on the same weekends as the amateurs, from minis through our pro sport division and the future stars. And the little ones who are just having fun out there. But for the pros, you can uncork some huge leaps in front of a big crowd. Riders getting ready. That includes the number 7, Aaron Salinas, who is a Texas native, so you know he's happy to be here. And there's Brandon Hogan, the 26. Luckless early in this season, but he definitely has the speed. Logan Stanfield has been faster than ever this year. There's Chad Wienen trying to rebuild his season after breaking his collarbone at our previous race. Nick Janusz has been in the podium fight all year. Waiting for Max Lindquist, Michael Allred, some of these guys to turn their speed into results, like this man has, Bryce Ford on top.
What's up, everybody? We're here at Underground. Really looking forward to this race, honestly. It was off the schedule for a couple years, but it's a really good track. I feel like it's one of the better national tracks. So just super excited to have this as my home race and keep this momentum that I've had all throughout the year rolling into this one, and just looking forward to do everything that I can and continue what I've been doing. Just really excited to get the day started and give it everything I have.
And the rider Ford had to fend off to win the overall and get that points lead at the last race, the veteran from Florida, Jeffrey Rastrelli. Let's get his thoughts on racing here at Underground.
Looking to carry some momentum off of Gatorback, going P2 there. Had really good starts, had a really good, overall good day, and beat myself up a little bit first couple days. Hard to swallow losing that one. I was in the lead for the majority of the first moto, and lost it there at the end, and that one was hard to swallow. But yeah, just a 3-week break. You took a little rest the first week, and then got right back to business. And just looking forward to coming here and doing well again, stay alive in that points chase.
So let's show you Rastrelli and the rest of the boys in qualifying here, and you'll get your first look at, like I said, some big air on this racetrack. Kind of odd to see the number 1 without the red background. No longer your series points leader, your defending champion, Joel Hetrick. After the big first turn crash at the last race, and same thing, the radar will be out to see how well Chad Wienen can ride after the collarbone injury. There is Ford. Oh, there's the airtime. And I'm glad to see it. A lot of these guys, I've been saying for years, have the speed to get it done. And that breakthrough, we'll see how it turns out for him. There's Janusz on the 15, Stanfield on the 55. This is Wesley Wolf on his number 741 Yamaha. Max Lindquist on the number 2. Very technical, almost supercross-like through that section. And there's Brandon Hogue. All red on the number 8. It's Cody Ford on the number 5. That's Bryce's brother. The rest of the field rolling through here. Salinas, we mentioned at the top of the show, hoping to dig the home state soil. Well, obviously, this is a very big state. A lot of different tracks. 311. Kevin Saar coming out of Europe. One of their top riders. It's been really fun to have him with us this year. Hetrick on top. Wienen not bad coming off injury. Ends up 3rd quickest. ATV Motocross on MAV TV is brought to you by RP Race Performance. By Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com. and by CST Tires. Welcome back to ATV National Motocross from Texas at Underground MX. And now the qualifying is complete. We have amateur riders out on the racetrack. And these are the future stars of the sport. Always great to see them seeding their way through, and they will build anything they need to be able to continue to evolve this sport. But at the very top of the game, yeah, I love that. Y'all quad back now, you hear? Texas style. Top of the game is Joel Hetrick. Let's talk to him about the big rebound after last week's huge crash, but he did win that second moto.
P1 right now, feeling really good. I got a little time gap on second place, so put down some really solid lap. Track's deep, but it's going to turn around to be a really good racetrack today. There's a lot of lines, a lot of cool jumps, and it's just it's a big track, so I'm looking forward to it. The rollers are really deep, and you know, I've been managing to go through them really good, so feel good here. Coming off Gatorback with that podium, I was pumped on that. After what happened on the whole shot, to come up with the podium, third place, that was good. You know, I know what I can do out there, so I'm just gonna go out and, you know, put my laps down and hopefully come out on top.
We are ready for moto number 1 here from Texas. Janusa, Rastrelli, Hetrick all picking their gates. That's all based on qualifying times, of course. See the threatening skies here. Track, as Hetrick said, should dry out. And we are underway from Underground. And Hetrick powers into the first turn on the Phoenix Racing Yamaha. And honestly, there are not a lot of things that can hold him back. And when you give him this start early, everyone's in trouble because the speed we see in qualifying every week is there. How about Chad Wienen back right where he used to be, despite the huge stack up at our last race and the shoulder injury, back in contention right now. I cannot believe the airtime they are getting. You don't have the elevation change here in Texas, but they sure throw in their challenges with the jumps. And Wienen is closing up on Hetrick. He wants to give him a run. Now behind him, a great battle brewing. Trying to stay with this group. You got Ford, Rastrelli, and Janusa. Can we have a 5-rider duel for the lead? Hetrick, little struggle through that rhythm. Barely able to get what he wants out of it. And these boys are keeping it close. And look at Ford rolling up to the rear grab bar on Wienen. And this is the momentum that he's talking about, that first ever overall win at our last race, as Hetrick tries to get away over these gigantic jumps. Here's that battle for second. They are battling. Ford right up on that grab bar now, looking to make the pass. And this is what Hetrick has been hoping for years, someone to challenge Wienen. Now, it all started with that big tangle up last week, and Wienen left ailing, lost a bunch of points, which you do not ever see from him. Been the most consistent rider, I would say. Well, I could say in the history of this series, but remember, he's actually tied. He has 8 championships with the great Gary Denton, my hero growing up back in the 1980s. His win streak started back in 1987. I guess it would be hard to say that Wienen was more consistent than Gary. We'll just say he's as consistent as anyone that's ever raced this series. And it has been this moment, waiting for someone, if you're Hetrick, that can break through and put points between you and Wienen. And Wienen coming in a little bit hurt, and Ford coming in with momentum. Can he get by him? And Rastrelli hanging tough there as well. Janusa also. So now Hetrick appears to have it dialed in on the Phoenix Racing Yamaha, getting away. And he's in the same situation that he has been in this series so many times, trying to come back in the standings and stacking wins to do it. Now, he did a great job, Hetrick, of salvaging a 7th in Moto 1 last week after that first turn crash. So he didn't lose all the points, but he's looking to get the points lead back today. And look at the gap he's opened up now. And look how effective Wienen has been at holding these guys off. I thought Ford had him. Not quite. And then a little bit further back, I think you got Lindquist, Stanfield battling it out just outside that top 5. Hetrick has this one right where he wants it. Well, the comeback in the championship begins. Hetrick doing what he needs to do, pulling away, Wienen doing all he can to hold off the pack. Welcome back, Joel Hetrick pulling away here, ATV National Motocross Championship coverage from Texas, and he has a huge lead. Boy, is he ever showing what's up. The first lap here, they were keeping him close, but he is reminding everyone who the boss is in this series as your defending champ. And Wienen successfully starting to pull away again from Ford and Janusa, and Rastrelli's there too. This rhythm lane, and look at the lead that Hetrick has. He is just absolutely taking it to another level today. Now Rastrelli is the one to watch here in 4th. Rematch of what we had for the win at our last race, as he's looking to take the 3rd place spot away now. Same 2 riders battling for it. It's getting deep though. You can see how much slower they are in the corners as Janusa comes through next in 5th. Janusa, man, I'm jealous, got a really nice new piece of property and racetrack testing facility, whatever you want to call it, practice facility in his native New Jersey. Everyone's stepping up the game. I mean, Chad Wienen has great stuff in his home state of Illinois and in Florida, and they're all picking up. Oh, that was Sar there, we mentioned at the top of the show, our European champ, out, it looks like, with mechanical problems in this one. Well, this is it. Joel Hetrick looking to bring it home. White flag in sight. And rolling through the lap traffic now. Oh, tremendous pressure being applied. Ford wants it so bad. This is the fitness game now. Does Wienen have the strength to hold these 2 riders off? Hetrick just styling his way above Underground MX. Look at that. Yeah, that battle is raging back there. And you know these fans would love to see Ford pick up a couple championship points for their home state native for 2nd. No challenge for the lead. So let's focus on this. Wienen trying to bring it home. Here it is. Joel Hetrick takes Moto 1 at Underground MX. And Chad Wienen perseveres, pressure the whole way, riding his way through injury, and takes the 2nd place position. Back to the same old order. Hetrick and Wienen back on top. We'll see if these kids can upset them. So I shouldn't be calling Rastrelli a kid. He is a veteran of the game, and he's probably getting tired of it. There's Lindquist's crew getting his gates ready as Moto 2 is underway. Drag race into turn 1. Hetrick tries to control it. No, it's Wienen out front. Wienen going for the whole shot here. Injured or not, he does not care. So now, the battle is on with Hetrick in 2nd. Actually, no, let me get a look at that. I think that's Ford, who has climbed up to the number 2 spot. So Hetrick with a little work to do. He's going to have to make 2 passes if he wants to win today's overall. Well, this is going to be interesting. Chad Wienen starting to pull away as these guys battle, slowing each other up. There is Hetrick looking to make a move in the rhythm lane. Ford to look over. They don't want to tangle. They don't want to hit wheels in midair. Ford trying to shut it down, and he does. And Rastrelli right there behind them on that 28. So a 3-rider duel. Could Chad Wienen come all the way back from injury and win in his first race back? The door is open for it. Wait, looks like Hetrick has made the move now. He's up to 2nd and closing in a hurry. Speed to burn for the number 1. Oh, it is on right now. Hetrick applying serious pressure to Wienen. And there's Ford. Oh, rough ride, casing some of those jumps in the rhythm. Looks like Hetrick up alongside. Can't quite make the move on Wienen. Big battle now. Here it comes, Hetrick looking for an opening. A classic duel between the riders that have split the championship in this series over the last decade. Down to the inside, Hetrick's got it. So Hetrick had to get around Ford and Wienen. That is a tall task, but he gets it done. And now trying to get away. And Ford is going to rematch Wienen in a battle for second, just like he did in Moto 1. This is great stuff. Hetrick powering through the rhythm. And just inching away from the competition now. A 1-1 would be huge in this situation. Rastrelli losing a little bit of ground. So we'll get a little further back. Lindquist and Hogue. These guys have, I believe, the ability to be right up there where Ford is. It has not bounced their way this year. Last year was Hogue really making the big breakthroughs. This year it has been Ford. Right now, no one has an answer. Joel Hetrick out front. ATV Motocross is brought to you by RP Race Performance, by Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com, and by CST Tires. Back underway here. It is Joel Hetrick getting away from Chad Wienen, who has also gotten away from Bryce Ford. And the battle looks so similar to what we had in the first moto at Underground MX. It was a little different earlier, though, because Hetrick had to make passes to get here. Got a battle there with Janusa and Lindquist next. So Hetrick proving there is nothing changed in this series. He's still the guy to beat. And Wienen saying, well, nothing's changed either. These young guys are fast, but I can still hold them at bay. He would, of course, love to figure out a way to solve the riddle that is Hetrick. That'll have to wait for another day. Man, and when the best in the business is struggling in the rhythm section, you know it's tough. As the laps are winding down here at Underground MX, a little peek over the shoulder, and now getting away. Look at this. Ford is back, not giving up on this fight for second. It is so critical for points for both of them, and really for momentum. Ford wants to prove it wasn't a fluke at Gainesville, where he got that race win, and he is really pushing now. And Wienen, I know I've said it 100 times on this show, but just digging deep like he is after the broken collarbone, where is the fitness? And it is so humid today, as you'd imagine here in Texas. We had rain earlier in the weekend, and that just made the humidity ramp up even more. It was overcast at one point, but now the sun is out. This is going to be a battle of guts down the stretch for Wienen to try to hold on to second. As Hetrick is gone, here is that battle. And Wienen goes wide. This is the opportunity. Ford wanted it. Wienen powers back around the outside. Look at Hetrick airing it out and just rolling. And Wienen still somehow holding on. And this track has gotten much rougher, as you can see. This soft soil building huge braking bumps. And then you got to muscle through the rhythm lane. That was beautiful. We just saw from Hetrick. And he's got to think that white flag looks beautiful. Same thing. Wienen gets to the white flag. Still has Ford held at bay. He goes wide again. Ford's going to send it. Not quite as close this time. Wienen uses the long, lanky frame, goes about 6'4", to keep those rear wheels driving as they get out of that corner. And it appears it doesn't really matter. You can throw anything you want at Chad Wienen. His podium runs will never end. I mean, Rastrelli and Ford had momentum coming in. They were so strong. They pushed everything they had. They rode great. Wienen's going to be second, but how about this? Another dominant run and back on top in ATV Motocross. That is Joel Hetrick, and Rastrelli actually made the run to the end against Ford. Great battles with those two.
Just feels great to have that red plate back. This bike don't look as good with blue plates, so I'm super pumped to have it, back on the Phoenix racing machine and going to one of my favorite tracks next. So looking forward to it. We'll see you there.
Man, coming off a broken collarbone at Gatorback, and had it fixed on Tuesday after, and I'm here 16 days later. They didn't give me any slack today, and I had to push the whole way, and we're gonna rest up after this one and get back to work maybe here in a couple weeks to try and keep fighting for this thing.
Just a really good day for me. Really excited to be racing at Underground again. The track was amazing. Everything was great. A lot of fans. So just really looking forward to keeping the momentum going into High Point, and gonna do everything I can these next 3 weeks. And just super excited.
All right, let's wrap this up with a CST Tires race recap. Joel Hetrick got out front in Moto 1 early. For about a lap, they kept him in sight, and then he was gone with riding like this, leaving a great battle with Wienen, Rastrelli, and Ford for second place, and they were this close the entire way. No stopping Hetrick, who just cruised to the line. And then Moto 2, this is a challenge because Hetrick does not get the start. Wienen, as he said, 16 days after the collarbone, comes back out and leads this one early. Hetrick quickly got around everyone else, moved up to second around Ford, and then goes after Wienen for the lead and wants to make the big pass over the big jumps. Here was the line to the inside. He took the lead. Good battles throughout the pack. Janusa and Lindquist going at it, but this was the fight. As Hetrick got away again, could Wienen hold off Ford? There's the 1-1 for Hetrick, and he reclaims the points lead because Ford with a 3-3 is outpointed. There's your podium. For everyone at Racer TV, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.